Hiya, thanks for joining me in my greenhouse today. The weather's not been amazing and I've not been feeling great. So I haven't done a video for a while, and also we went away for a weekend, went to Butlins, took the girls, so that was quite nice. Last week I had my birthday, which was really good. I got some lovely gardening related gifts which I'll be able to use throughout next year. But the sad news for me is that the allotment site got broken into and a total of 24 sheds were damaged and had stuff stolen. A few other plots had things stolen off the plots as well. Mine was among them. I lost quite a bit of stuff. All the things that I lost were sort of lower value. I don't keep any high value things up at the plot, luckily. However, when you tot it all up, I probably lost about £160 plus worth of things. Things that I use most of the time, things like my big buckets and hand tools, and the stuff that we stash. So yeah, I'm really gutted about that. I didn't film it because there was a lot of other plot holders up there at the time, and some were on the phone to the police, that sort of thing. So yeah, really sad about that. The police gave us a crime number, but they haven't been in touch since, so don't really seem to be that bothered. But yeah, moving on. Today's about onions, not theft. I've got some autumn sowing onions, so I was going to get those in today. So I've got these Senshu, I've got some electric, which I'm going to try. Red onions never work out well for me, they always bolt, so I've got not a lot of hope for them. I've got a small amount of Autumn Champion that are sprouting already. And then I got these banana shallots called Longor at the Malvern show. I got one net of those, and then I've got a few here that have they're saved seed that I've rooted, that I'm just going to pot up into a large pot. I'm going to put them all together. So yeah, there we go. I did loads and loads of shallots last year and they didn't really come to much, so I'm not going to bother this year. I am, however, going to go out all out with onions because they did really well for me. So I have ordered some spring planting sets, in particular the Sturon sets, which did amazing for me. They were just fantastic. So yeah, I've got those on order, but they don't need to be planted for quite some time yet, so we'll forget about those for now. But yeah, these are going to go in trays for the moment, because where I've not been up to it, the allotment's been ignored. I haven't done anything. It's a blooming mess, and I haven't got the beds ready. So yeah, I'm going to plant them in trays, and then as and when I get the beds ready, then I'll plant the onions and stuff out then. So yeah, if you've got some, you can plant them straight out if you want to. Plant them straight out into the beds, but do put something over the top, like net or a mesh, or even fleece will do, just to stop the birds pulling the bulbs out the ground. So I'm using these little trays for the shallots, just to give them a bit of more room. They're a bit more chunky, so they probably won't even fill up all the cells on these, but I'm going to do that anyway. Then I've got this bucket of multi-purpose compost. This one I think is the Melcourt Silver Grow. I used it quite a lot last year because it was just what came to hand, and actually I really like it. It's really good stuff. So I've only got one bag left of this, so yeah, that's what I'm using. So I filled the trays up and I've got labels, and I'm going to start with my homegrown ones. I can't remember what they're called. They're the ones that I grew on the allotment last year, and I've saved just a handful of the larger ones. So I've called them Moorside to go with my my new channel name. I decided to have a bit of a change, so yeah, I'm just going to pop these in here, tuck them in, put them into bed like that. They would, if I was planting straight out, I'd probably plant them a bit deeper, but I can do that later on. Sorry about the noise outside. I got very hyper 5-year-old and dog entertaining her. So it's absolute chaos behind me. Right, so those are in, and next up are these ones that I got from Malvern. So again, there's not very many of them, but and they're going to be planted the same way. So I'll do that now. Well, there you go. All the shallots are in. So I'm going to put them to one side. Once I've planted everything in the various trays, then I'll give them a water later on. So that's it for now. I've just emptied the spare cells out of compost so that I can use it in the onion tray. Right, I've got this tray ready. This is one of the container-wise trays. Used these last year for the first time and I absolutely love them. I'm aiming really to year on year trying to improve the stuff that I've got, so I'm not using you know, disposable throwaway plastics as much. These labels are really good. You can clean them off and reuse them year on year, and you know, you probably get 3 or 4 years out of them. And yeah, these trays, they're really sturdy and they're just gonna last forever, I think. So they're a bit of an investment, but I think they're a worthy one. So yeah, I really love these trays. They're fantastic. Yeah, so let's pop these in. I don't have many of these. I got these from the garden centre, and they're sort of, you know, pick your own amount kind of thing. They don't come pre-packed like this lot here. So I just picked up a few and thought I'd try them because I've not grown these before. These are the Autumn Champion, and we'll just see how they get on, really. So yeah, I've got 10 or 12, something like that. So I'm just gonna, again, just pop them in so the tops are poking out, and you can tell usually which way round pretty easily because you normally got something like this, you know, the roots at the bottom and then a spiky bit at the top. I could probably do with some scissors or something in here just to trim the tops to help the growth come through easier, but I haven't got any at the moment. So yeah, I'm just gonna push all of these in, and they'll take off. I mean, they're already grown and they're not in anything, so they'll take off pretty quickly, and then they can stay in here for quite a long time. I mean, a lot of people will have them in all winter in their greenhouse in trays like this, but I don't know yet. I tend to get mine outside as soon as I can, but like I said, I haven't really got anywhere prepared for them yet, so they're going to live in the greenhouse for a bit. Yeah, there we go, they're in. It's 12 of those. I think I'm going to do the electric next. I don't know how many, there seems to be quite a few in the bags, but I'll grow them all. I may even start them off in a different tray actually and see how many fill out a tray, and then fill any gaps with these ones. So yeah, I'll start another tray for these. Right, there we go, tray's ready, labels in there, and look, there's tons of these things. Some of them are quite small, but do you know what? I'm going to probably plant them anyway, because even if there's too many, I I can pick them as small onions. I don't have to grow them on to be bigger onions. So yeah, we'll see how many we can get in this tray, and then any overspill I'll put in with the Autumn Champion. And so again, just some of these are starting to sprout roots, and I'm just gonna pop them in like that again. Just poke them in, and yeah, they'll take off in no time. So that's one tray full, and then I've still got this lot to go in. So I'm going to fill up the rest of the tray that I put the Autumn Champion in. There we go, that's the rest of them in. Something tells me I'm going to have to clean up maybe some more trays. I have got this one here for the Sensu, and actually I've got some smaller ones under the counter there. So yes. Gonna have a lot of onions. I think I will just be harvesting a lot of these smaller, especially the red ones anyway, because they tend to bolt for me. So yeah, they'll probably get eaten well before you would normally harvest them. Right, another tray filled, ready for the Sensu onions. I've just tipped them out, and they're sprouting as well, and there's a couple in there that looked a bit squishy when I tipped them out, so I won't be planting those. If you know, if you're the same, if there's any mouldy ones, any that have gone a bit squishy and gross, don't bother with them. Just chuck them out. Just use the decent ones. It doesn't matter if they're sprouting like this and they're, you know, they're a bit pale looking. They'll survive. They'll do really well. So you can use those ones anyway. Right, I'm going to get this lot in, and then we're going to see how many onions we're going to be yeah, growing over the winter, and this is without the spring ones. Right, all the onions and shallots are in. Finally, there's a lot more than I was expecting, to be honest, of the onions. It's funny that the bags were the same weight for the red and white onions, but there was a much larger amount of the red ones, but the sets were a lot smaller. So yeah, same weight, but much smaller sets for the red onions. So yeah, I'll show you what that looks like now. Tons of the blooming thing. So yeah, until I sort out some trays for these guys to go in, these are going to have to stay put where they are. We're going to have a big switcheroony around in here at the weekend. So yeah, so that's the shallots. They're staying there. That's all I'm growing this year, unless I get really tempted. But I'm going to try not to. You know, I might start some from seed at some point, but as far as sets go, I think that's a lot this year. Got tons of garlic to do at a later date. So yeah. So there we go. We've got Sensu onions, Sensu in here, more Sensu in here, Autumn Champion at the back there, and then electric, and another full tray of electric there. So yeah, quite a lot of onions. It doesn't matter that there's tons, because there's a lot of us. We're a family of 5. So yeah, with 5 of us, you know, when we're cooking all the time. So they don't last us as long as you'd think they would, really. So I'm all out of shallots that I grew, you know, that I put in this time last year. They've all gone. We've used them. We used all the garlic, because the garlic didn't split very well for me this year. I think it was a sort of dodgy weather. So yeah, we've used all of that. That's all gone. And yeah, so we're desperate really to start a load more. I've still got loads of the stew on onions stored. I say loads, but not that many really. Probably enough to see us through, maybe up to 2.5, 3 months maybe at a push. So yeah, we will be running low fairly soon on a lot of the homegrown stuff, because our our bounty was not as it was not as much as it should have been, really, because of the dodgy weather and the pesky slugs. But yeah, I'll leave you there for now, and I'll do another video really soon. I've got quite a bit that I want to get planted in trays like this, so I'll probably do quite a few like short snappy videos with those. So yeah, see you again soon. Bye bye for now.